Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the 4 units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the ass screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
60 seconds when you hear that. Let's get to the mother trucking monies. Welcome to the Balking Dead Season 2, where there is no sleep for the wicked. Of course, I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and this show is produced by the Man Big Show Picks and sponsored by PrizePicks. So if you haven't, go over to PrizePicks, use promo code PUBSPORTS on your first deposit. They will match it up to 100, minimum of 25 if you use that promo code PUBSPORTS. And a bonus, I'll DM you my plays if you take a screenshot showing that you use that promo code PUBSPORTS for 2 weeks. So we'll get you that money back just like that. So take that. Thank me, thank you, and let's get moving. On this show, I break down 6 pitchers a day and all types of pitching props, but I specialize in strikeout props. If you know who I am, you know I have set up rolls on rolls on rolls, and I don't bet just a bet, and I pass more than most. I will give you the information you need to finalize your own bets or my reasons why I'm staying off. So enough small talk, let's get to it. Shout out to the chat, appreciate you all for coming in here. You know the drill. Hit that freaking like button, smash the retweet, make sure you got them notification bells on, and make sure you got that good in your system, because you know I've got that bomb. So on this show, I use FanDuel lines as my lines that I use because they come out first. They're usually the ones out the night before with soft openers, so I compare them to PrizePicks, and that's the lines that I use for this show. Now let's get into it, guys. First pitcher up on the board, David Peterson. He was my nemesis back in 2021, but 2022 he turned it around with a 27.8 K percentage and a 10.6 walk percentage. To put that in perspective, league average was 22.4 and an 8.2. He's black book number 63. His opening line was 6+ at a -126. His morning line, there was none because we got that opening line. He closed out, which is 30 minutes before the show, at +114. So over a 35-cent move to the under on Mr. Peterson. His hits allowed on PrizePicks is at 4. He's projected pitches and his tag's been lifted off. His last 2 spring training games were back-to-back late 60s pitch count. So I don't expect him to go more than that 75 to 80 pitch range today. Projected lineup, no need for. This is the only team who has their lineup out right now. He's going to see 7 righties and 2 lefties. Last year versus lefties, he had an 11.5 K per 9, 10.5 versus righties, and at home he had a 9.7 K per 9 compared to an 11.9 on the road where he is at here. Lefties hit a $176, righties hit $252 off him last year, where his home road batting average was $255 at home and $216 on the road. Happens to be you're at one of the nicest road ballparks there is. With Peterson somewhat on a pitch count, it's easy for me to stay off of him. I do have big plans for this man this year, but like I said yesterday, the top of this Marlins batting order is going to be problems for K-props. The one good thing about the Miami Marlins versus lefty is Jazz Chisholm. There's a reason PrizePicks has this guy over under at 1.5 strikeouts, and no one else is at more than a half. They know this guy can't hit a lefty for the life of him, and the Marlins, like yesterday, are putting him in the 4 spot, and that can be that can be some strikeouts coming there, guys. But at the end of the day, you're going to see Arias, you're going to see Segovia, who, like I said yesterday, 1 strikeout and 6 at bats. These dudes are brutal towards K-props. So Peterson did average 2 strikeouts more per 9 on the road than at home, and we have him on the road here. Last year, Peterson faced the Marlins 3 times, one of them being back-to-backs, and he dominated 2 or 3 times with 7 or more strikeouts in every game. But that was a Marlins lineup without Arias or Segura in it and on a full pitch count. I agree with the line move. The lean is the under here, but he still has that type of stuff to strike out a side. Let's get into the other side of the matchup. Good old Jesus Luzardo. Jesus, Jesus. Let's get to it. 2022, he had a 30% K percentage and an 8.8 walk percentage. Once again, league average was a 22.4 K percentage and 8.2 walk percentage. He is number 59 in the black book. Opening line was 6+ at a +110. He closed out at a 6+ +106. Hits allowed on PrizePicks is at a 4.5. Projected pitches and has the tag been taken off. He should be good to go for 90+ after throwing 81 in his last spring training game. His last 8 game strikeout average was a 6.9. His win percentage to the under over 6 was at a 62%. Projected lineup is the 7 righties and 2 lefties from the Mets, and his strikeout averages from 22 were 10.5 at home, 11 on the road, 10.6 versus lefties, and a 10.5 K per 9 versus righties. Batting average last year, lefties hit 203, righties hit a $189 at home. He had a 238 batting average against and a $152 on the road. A lot of people like to throw shade on my guy Jesus, but I think he's a good pitcher, and there will be times to bet him. I'm just hesitant running K props versus the Mets. There will be times they look lost. For the majority of the time, this team makes contact, and contact is the worst thing in the world when you're betting K props. Luzardo took a giant leap forward from 2021 to 2022, adding 8 points to his K percentage and dropping his walk percentage by 2.2 points. Luzardo played the Mets 2 times last year with mixed results. 3.1 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks with 3 punchies. The next time, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks with 6 punchies. Now is the line off? We're getting plus money on a prop that he's hit at over 60% his last game. No, it's not off. Like I said, there are certain teams that don't strike out, and they adjusted accordingly. When I look at the book, our guy Luzardo faced the Mets in their prime last year, one of the elite teams that didn't walk nor strike out. So the lean is under, but I think he has a great game pitching and still pitches to contact, but can't get involved right now. Nothing in this is screaming at me. Now, there's a lot coming up. We've got maybe a trap. We've got lines being dropped. We've got all types of junk going on in the prop world for only so many games going on. So if you haven't, and I'm sure you guys have, smack that damn like button. 57 live, 44 likes, almost 1 for 1. Shout out to the chat. Let's run through you. Lurk Murphy, my guy. He's been a pub sports dude for life. Nilo, happy belated birthday, my guy. Let's keep it rolling. Parlay Angel, Alex Hills, Windtime Sports, Frankie Armchair MMA, Jesse Nunez, Bo Jackson. Look at it go. And we're keeping them curse words down. Make sure if you're in the chat, use emojis if you want to cuss. Use something smart, because YouTube's going in there and censoring stuff. And you want to censor something? Censor this. Beep! Mother trucker. Beep! All right, guys, enough of that. Enough of the Sharpie rant. Let's get into pitching, what you showed up for, and let's talk about Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn had a 24.2 K percentage last year and a 3.7 walk percentage. He's number 51 in the black book. Opening line last night was a 7+ plus 114 and is now at a 6+ minus 112. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5. Hits allowed on PrizePicks is at 5 even. Projected pitches and the tag hasn't been lifted off. Coming into the season with 2 starts for Team USA and the WBC, he only threw 41 pitches last spring training game. And with Cease, who also only threw 41 pitches, they let him go yesterday. So I got to think after facing 21 batters, he should be good to go. Last 8 game strikeout average is 6.1. Win percentage to that over of 7 was a 38%. Granted, they dropped it. I do the opening lines. I do my work 30 minutes before I come back and put in the other line. So we will go through that on the breakdown that I broke it down for both. So we gonna get in where we fit in. So let's keep it rolling. Projected lineups for the Astros: 7 righties, 2 lefties. Home road strikeout average last year for Lance Lynn, he averaged 9.7 at home, K per 9, 8.9 on the road. Versus lefties, it was a 7.9 K per 9, and righties was a 10.8. Yes, if you just look back at last year, Lance Lynn only pitched 10, 12 games. Came into the season hurt. So don't put too much into that 7.9 versus lefties. And to 2021, he punched out 9.3 lefties per 9. So the guy at least averages a strikeout per 9 versus lefties. That 7.9 is definitely skewed. Batting average here, guys, against lefties hit 249, righties hit 248. Home road, 232 at home with a 259 on the road. Let's get into it. The line is a little high, but they're giving you plus money for that 38% win percentage on his last 8 games. The lineup favors Lynn as he averages 3 strikeouts more per 9 versus the right-handed size, and it goes back multiple years with Lynn. His strikeouts go up versus righties and at home. He's on the road here, though, so that's the knock on him here. There's got to be certain checklists, guys, and that's the knock if we're going to get into Lance Lynn, is he is on the road here, and throughout his career, he's just been better in Chicago than he has been on the road punching people out. And that's what we want to talk about here, is punching people out. I think they put the number right when they had it at 6.5 at the plus money. And I feel it. If he was at home, it would have been a play. But right now, it's just a lean, and the lean is over. If we just go to the math, it's projecting him for 6 innings at 6.7 strikeouts, and that's right on the line they gave us. They had it at 7+ at plus money. And one of my rules is we need to project these guys over 1.5 strikeouts more than what they're offering in case something goes wrong. Something goes sideways. I need that wiggle room, guys. So at the end of the day, somebody just shot it out. We be pumping. Billy became a 3-month member today. Let's go. My guy, Billy. But yeah, let's get right back into it. I need guys that average at least 1.5 more. That way I have that wiggle room in case something does go wrong. So after my write-up, they dropped the number to 6+. His win percentage over the last 8 games of that is only 2% higher at a 40% win rate. So I endorse the over. I can't pull the trigger, guys, because I don't know how long he's going. I think he's going 90 pitches plus. They did it with Cease, but at the end of the day, things don't get you paid. And yeah, if he was at home, I would probably roll the dice here because, like I said, we know his strikeouts go up at home. You're going to put 7 righties. That's definitely a 6. He goes 6 innings. He's getting that for you for sure. And I do think he goes 6 innings today. They did the same, like I said, with Cease, 41 in his spring training, and they pumped him out for a full workload yesterday. So Lena's over. 7 right-handed bats. Lance Lynn should go out there and replicate what Javier should do. And I expect a great pitching game. And speaking of that, let's talk about Christian Javier. Christian Javier is my man. He's in the top 10 for a reason, guys. 2022 with a 33.2 K percentage and an 8.9 walk percentage. Number 9 in the black book. Opened him up last night, 6+ minus 140. He's now at a 6+ minus 146. PrizePicks has him at a 6. PrizePicks hits allowed, though, has him at a 4, and that's going to be the way we're going to attack him on PrizePicks today. Projected pitches and has the tag been taken off. I couldn't find his pitch count for the last spring training game, but he did go 5.2 innings. The game before that, he threw 74 pitches, so I say he's good to go for that 90-plus pitch range. His last 8-game strikeout average was 7.2. His win percentage to the over 6 his last 8 games is 100%. 100%. We're going to get into that, guys. Projected lineups right now, 5 righties, 4 lefties. What he averaged last year strikeout-wise, 11.5 K per 9 at home, 12.9 on the road, 10.9 K per 9 versus lefties, and a whopping 13.9 K per 9 versus righties. Nobody hit this dude for the life of them last year. Lefties 189, righties 147, home with a .154 batting average against, and on the road was a .186. One of my preseason favorites right here, guys, for the American League Cy Young. Faced the White Sox last year in Houston, going 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks with 5 punchies. And now we get a 6+. What do they know? One thing I preach in life is nothing is free. Definitely not with these books. And what I mean by that is they're going to let this guy go 90-plus pitches today, and he has a 100% win rate to that number 6 over his last 8 games started where he's gone a full pitch, where he's gone his full length. So they know something. They're asking for over money. One thing I don't do is bet what the books want me to do. I like to bet their averages. I like to predict their lines to be up 2 strikeouts more. They're offering a 5.5 now, like another guy we're going to get into, and I project him to be a 7.5 in a month. Then that's the time to get on him right here. Right now, they're giving you below what the man averages for an elite pitcher. That to me says, run, mother trucker, run, guys, if I've ever seen it. Now, the one thing Christian Javier did do last year is they put his prop at a 90% clip win rate, and he still went out there and hit that prop. So is he the type of guy where I automatically got to go hit the under because the books want me to? No, but I'm definitely not betting no minus 146 over when the books want me to bet that over. So got to pass. But like I said, the play on this is a PrizePicks play, guys. We're taking his hits under 4. His last 10 games, we're not even going to go 8. We'll just go back 10 games, guys. He's only allowed more than 4 hits 1 time. So let's get on a guy who has a batting average against versus lefties, righties combined at a .162. So, yes, sir. Let's go out there, jump on some Christian Javier on PrizePicks. We're going to take his hits, and we're going to stay away from what they want us to bet. But I'm sure there is people, let's go through the chat, that are on that. Maybe Javier over 17.5 outs. Don't hate that. I really don't hate that at all, but depending on the juice, Luke Murphy, it's got to be like a minus 110 or whatnot. Look at that. JT's popping up. Sounds good. He's like, I want that. He on that Nerfy in the White Sox game. Razor says, 1 MLB bet today, 300 money line, Miami plus 103 versus the Mets. Oh, I see you, Akbov. Let's get it, though. So, Dan Kelly, my guy, he got overnight baseball lines. I got the Dodgers -1, -31. Baseball is all about numbers. Dan Kelly, we're about to talk about the Dodgers, and that's definitely, that -1 is some way I'm definitely looking at betting them today. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about baby. Let's talk about May, baby. Let's talk about all the good things, all the bad things May can be. All right, Dustin May, baby. It's fucking May Day, fellas. 2022, 30.5 K percentage with an 8.7 walk percentage. Number in the black book, 18. Opening line 7+ at plus 120, which I was pissed. I was like, oh, I'm not going to get no freaking 5.5 on this guy, huh?
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Shout out to the great Vin Scully, man. Golly, I love him. That right there. All right, closing line, guys. We now got him at a 6+ -112, so a Someone hammered this under. Someone hammered this under. And I want to thank them for hammering this under. Does it scare me when they have? No, it's me versus you. And am I better than you? You gosh damn right I am. So PrizePicks has him at a 5.5. His earned runs on PrizePicks was at 1.5. They didn't have his hits allowed. Excuse me. Has the tag been taken off? I believe so. After throwing 94 pitches in his last spring training game, they do have plans to limit Dustin May throughout the year, but this is game 1, so it's looking like it's May Day, baby. He didn't pitch in 8 games last year after coming back from Tommy John, and yeah, so we can't do his averages. Projected lineup, 5 lefties, 4 righties for the D-backs. Home road, I had to split it up between 21, 22 combined because he didn't pitch enough innings last year. So his strikeout average over the last 2 years combined at home is a 12.9. On the road is a 10.1. Versus lefties is a 13.9. Versus righties is an 8.9. So you're telling me the projected lineup's 5 lefties, 5 righties, and I get them at home. Okay, let's get into it. Batting average 2022 had to go back to when he pitched more than 50 innings. We had to go back to 2020. Lefties hit 242, righties hit a $198. Home 205, road 235 batting average against. Ladies and gentlemen, it's May Day. I have some big plans for this man this year, and the books put him at 6.5 to open, and he got hammered to the under. There were a few guys at the beginning of the year that I thought the books would be off on, and I'd be able to capitalize on them until they fix their number, guys. A guy has a good game, they're not going to adjust it. A guy has another good game, they're not going to adjust it. 3-4 weeks down the line is when they will start moving strikeout props up and down. They will not adjust to a guy having a great game. They will not adjust to a guy having a bad game. They will need multiple games before they decide to go up or down. So this is the time that capitalization on low numbers is the spot that I like to attack. So 5.5 on Dustin May. All right. That's just fucking laughable almost. Makes my Johnson hard to say the least. If this lineup is what they are projecting, I'm getting in. 5 lefties, 4 righties. I'm there, fellas. All the reports out in the Dodgers camp is he's back. And they're projecting 5 lefties where he averages 5 strikeouts more per 9 than versus righties over the last 2 seasons. And to boot, he's at home where he averages 2 strikeouts more per 9 on the road. He's going to go 6 innings or 90 pitches today, whichever comes first per reports from Dave Roberts. And man, am I excited for tonight. Like I said, I need the lineups to pull the triggers. So make sure you have them alerts on Twitter because I'll tweet out if I play his strikeout prop. If I don't tweet out, I'm taking the Dodgers -1.5, guys. So no need to DM me asking me what I'm on. No tweet, I'm on the Dodgers -1.5. If I tweet, I'm maybe on both. So let's have a day, guys. I'm definitely going to be in this game waiting for the lineups. And 5.5 was the number that I wanted. And thank you to the guys who bet it under. That's all I could say. So thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. So let's get into the last pitcher of the day. Shout out to the 66 live. Shout out to the 50 plus likes. Pretty sad though. I don't got 66 for 66, but life's a bitch and you marry one. Robbie Ray, guys. Let's talk about the last guy of the day. Number 13 in the black book, 2022 at a 27.4 K percentage and an 8% walk percentage. There was no line out for him last night this morning. 6+ at a -106. He's now at a 6+ -112. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5. PrizePicks hits or earns runs were not available on Robbie Ray. Projected pitches and has the tag been taken off of him. I'm available for about 80 to 90 pitches today. If you look at his last game, he only threw 37 pitches, but he went and finished in the pen. The game before that, he threw 72 pitches. So I've got to think 72 pitches 2 games ago, went through a thing. Felt good in the bullpen. He's good for that 90+ range. Average, the last 8 off his last 8 averages. I didn't hit that average for some reason because I'm a jackass. And let's just keep talking it through. Well, I hit the average in my head. So yeah, projected lineup: 6 righties, 3 lefties. Home road strikeout average 2022. Home, he had a 10K per 9. Road, he had a 10.2K per 9. Lefties, righties, 10.7 versus lefties, and 10 versus righties. Robbie Ray, number 6 in the book. Batting average against 212 versus lefties. Righties last year hit 236. Home hit 206. Road, he had a 262. So we've got Robbie Ray at home. Averages a 202 batting average against. Robbie Ray's Ks don't change from home to road. They're pretty much 10K per 9. So let's get into Robbie Ray. But before we do, we got to look at that calculator. So 387, 5637, 10. Whoa, that 10's going to throw me off trying to do math in my head. 6.5 roughly, give or take a half. So yeah, they've got this number down a little bit lower than where it should be, and it's okay. We've talked about this yesterday. Shout out to Castillo for dealing last night, and that makes me want to go back to this man even more to remind everyone who the ace is on this team and that he still is the ace, and I'm speaking Robbie Ray. I think they have 2 aces, but there has to be a number 1, and competition is a good thing if you ask me. Like I said yesterday, you better have a good reason to run a K-prop versus Cleveland, and the book is a good reason if you ask me. This book is a great reason if you ask me. So let's get into it. Last year, Robbie Ray faced the Guardians 2 times in a back-to-back. He dominated them both times, going 6 innings or more in each game, 0 earned runs or more. Can't score more, Sharpie. 0 earned runs in each game and struck out 7 Guardians the first time and only 3 the second time. If you know me, we don't like to bet on guys on back-to-backs if they punched out a bunch the first time. Laws of averages say that team ain't going to strike out like that again. Now, if they don't strike out a lot the first time, then you could look at it again. So definitely would have been a stay off. And the fact that he went out there and dealt and kept them to 0 earned runs, kept their hits down on a back-to-back, just shows you how dominant he is. When I go through the black book, he faced 3 teams last year who don't strike out versus lefties. He was 3 wins, 0 losses to the over 6, averaging 7.3 strikeouts a game. Now, I believe there's rain in this game and they may not play, but Ray is calling my name here. And if I could book him for 90 pitches, which I believe he's going 90 pitches today, and I need to find the forecast showing a good 3-hour period. So you know who we calling? Nobody knows! The mother trucking weatherman. So if we could find a gap where these pitchers will get in, I will be on Robbie Ray today. If I think it's going to be showers, I won't get in, guys. The worst thing that could happen to you is have your guy go out for 3 innings and then get sat down for an hour, and then they come back out, and then they not pitch, and then guess what? You don't get refunded, guys. So got to make sure we can find the gap to where they can get in the game. Even a 2.5-hour window, this game clicks, guys. I expect these guys to shove. I thought the other guy on this end was trash by some of the stuff I was seeing. But then someone I highly respect in the baseball world, Noli knows, said, nah, Sharpie. Shut your yapper. And yeah, so I expect this game to go like it did last night. Really good pitching. And click, 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 boom, guys. So definitely, if we could get this game in tonight, I'll be on it. If not tomorrow, then even better. Like, then I can get on it during the day. We can get it on it during a doubleheader when these umpires need to yap, and get to the next game. So, Robbie Ray, I like you. Mr. May, I love you. And I may be on both. I may be on none. I need these lineups to come out before I overreact or react. At the end of the day, someone's already reacting by a whole strikeout, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you for betting us under. Now, May's the type of guy that can go out there and get 10 to 12 punch outs in 6 innings, or he can go out there and get 3 and just dominate. So definitely need them lefties. Definitely love that he's at home. Make sure you tune in on Monday to the Balking Dead, because we are Monday through Friday on this show every day, 12:10, 3:10 Eastern. And make sure you tune in to Twitter to see if I pull the trigger on these 2 juggernauts of a beast tonight. Hopefully we can get us some K-prop action. So shout out to you all for hanging in there. 80 plus live. We've been rolling first 2 days out. Let's keep this train rolling. So this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you know, you know. If not, go on over there. Use that promo code PUBSports. Your first deposit up to $100, minimum of $25. They will match deposit it by using that promo code PUBSports. Use that promo code, take a snapshot with your phone, a picture, whoop, DM me, and I will shoot you all my bets for 2 weeks. Here you go. Go make your money. We will take advantage of PrizePicks. We will take advantage of the books together. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets on Pub Sports Radio. This show is produced by the man, the myth, the legend, Big Show Big.